Alright guys, I'm here to give you my review of TNA for January 23rd, 2015. I know it's very, very late. Oh, I got something. Excuse me. Just making sure my computer's charging. But anyhow, I know this is very, very late because I did watch the show. I started watching it Friday, the normal time, and Adam and his friend was over, and it just kind of didn't really work out. They were getting bored watching the show. Everyone wanted to do other things, except me, obviously. But so we did that. I caved. I tried not to, but they just kind of were being babies about it, like normal wrestling fans like to be sometimes. Um, and then I watched it the next day, but then I couldn't review it because they were fucking awake and they wouldn't fucking leave me alone. Um, so then I just got busy doing other things. I got busy with school. And I was going to just be like, screw it, I'm just going to wait. I'll go to my mom's house, watch it on the DVR, and pause it every few seconds and talk about what I thought about it. But I figured, screw it. You know what? It's on YouTube. I might as well just watch some of it, refresh my memory, and then just give you the video. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going to give you the video now for TNA and then move on. So let me just kind of go over my notes a little bit here. So we get Taz and Josh Matthews on commentary. And then we get the Feast or Fired match, because this was the Feast or Fired show. If you don't know what Feast or Fired is, because there's certain fans that don't know what it is, because this is the first time I've seen it myself. They explain it. If you've seen this show, they explain it. But Feast or Fired is when they have the 4 briefcases on the steel posts, and a bunch of wrestlers fight to get the opportunity to fight for the briefcases, and there's either a TNA World Heavyweight Championship shot in there, a tag team title shot, an X Division shot, or one of the briefcases is a pink slip, which means you get fired, so you have to be careful about which one you get, and it's all random. You don't know which one you're going to get. So, yeah. And we had I think I remember who's in everyone that's in the match. It was the Wolves, Eddie Edwards, and Davey Richards, Austin Aries, the Bromans, DJZ, Robbie E, and Jesse. Trying to remember who else was in this match. Crazy Steve, Gunner, Magnus, Bram, Samuel Shaw, Rockstar Spud, and I think that's it, actually. I think there's somebody else in this match. I just can't name who it is. But the match was fine. Crazy Steve's trying to get a briefcase, and he keeps getting distracted by Velvet Sky, because the beautiful people, which consist of Velvet Sky and Angelina Love, were out there, and they were helping out the bromance. And she distracts them, and then Velvet Sky ended up getting the briefcase, and she hands it to Robbie E. So remember that, because that gets used later on. And then Rockstar Spud's too small to get the briefcase, so he uses Samuel Shaw. Since he's tall enough, he goes on Samuel Shaw and grabs the briefcase. So he gets, and you get to leave the match when you get a briefcase. And then the Wolves double arm drag DJZ over the ropes, while Angelina Love was trying to distract the participants, but luckily she didn't hit her. DJZ went over them, went on all the superstars. Austin Aries double clotheslines the Wolves, and he acts like he's gonna dive on everyone, but instead he runs up and grabs the cage, and then he dives on everyone and walks out. And then it's down to Gunner, Bram, and Magnus. Gunner's going off on Bram. He goes to powerbomb Magnus, and then Magnus hits goes to superplex Magnus, and then Magnus hits a powerbomb on Gunner. And then he grabs a briefcase, and yeah, that was about it. But I thought this was good stuff. I really liked the Feast or Fired match. It's unique, it's different, it's something I've never seen before. So, I mean, I've known they've had it in the past. This is the first time I've seen it, so I liked it. And then Lashley gets interviewed. I don't think he says. I don't remember if he says anything. And if he did, he says he's gonna go get his title back or something. I don't remember if he says anything though. And then Magnus gets interviewed and says he just took a chance. He said it's every man. He asked why he betrayed Bram, and he says it's every man for himself. He has a chance to become world heavyweight champion. And then Bram gets pissed at Magnus because he took the briefcase for himself, and Magnus tells him it is every man for himself, and they get into it. But I think it might cause some dissension between Magnus and Bram, but I'm not really sure about that. Um, and then Lashley comes out to cut a promo. He says he wants his title back. That's about it. And then Kenny King of the BDC comes out, which stands for Beatdown Clan. And he says that the title doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the Beatdown Clan because we help you get that championship. And he says that Kenny King's better than Bobby Lashley. Well, Lashley, I keep meaning to call him Bobby Lashley because I'm used to calling him that because that's what his name used to be. So they have Lashley challenges him to a match. Lashley pretty much destroys Kenny King. He hits a spear on him. And the Beatdown Clan was out there, MVP, Low-Key, and Samoa Joe, and they all beat the crap out of Lashley. And MVP says that if he wants his title, meet me in the parking lot, and you can come take it from me. So I thought that was interesting, and I'll get into that, what happens more with that. And then it shows an awesome con video package of pretty much just how dominant she's been in TNA. I thought that was cool. And then we get Havoc versus Gail Kim. They fight on the outside until before the match starts, and then when the match starts, Havoc pretty much destroys Gail Kim, and then she throws her face first onto the ring bell. I think she shoved the ref first, and it led to a DQ. And then eventually Awesome Khan comes out and has a face-off with Havoc, and then she takes her down with a clothesline. I thought it was cool that they finally had some contact, and I can't wait to see them get in the ring and face-off. And then we get Tigre Uno versus Koya with the Great Sonata, Manic, and James Storm because they're out there because they're in the Revolution. Tigre Uno squashes Tigre Uno and beats him with like a spine buster move. I wasn't a fan of that because I think Tigre Uno has more potential than that. But I thought it made Koya look strong. And then afterwards, James Storm, because he's having a match with Matt Hardy later tonight, and he says that Matt Hardy's conquered all these demons, but he hasn't conquered the Revolution. So I thought that was fine. And then Kurt Angle and Bobby Roode are backstage, and Bobby Roode says all he cares about is getting his hands on Eric Young because he cost him the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And he doesn't care about this tag team match, he just wants to get his hands on Eric Young. But Kurt Angle tells him he has to get his hands on it. He has to be focused on this match with Eric Young. We have to work together as a team if we're going to beat them. And I'll get into who Eric Young was teaming up with a little bit later. And then Rockstar Spud's backstage. He says that he doesn't care if he gets a shot at the title or if he gets fired. He says that he's just happy that he was in TNA and he's happy he got to get rid of the Carters, and that's all that matters to him. I think he said something around that effect. And then Eric Young and Loki face Kurt Angle and Bobby Roode. This match was fine. They dominate Bobby Roode in this match, and then Kurt Angle gets the hot tag on Loki, goes off on him. And then Bobby Roode is getting his hands on Eric Young. Then he ends up getting a crossface on Loki, and Kurt Angle chases MVP and Samoa Joe up the ramp, and this distracts the referee, and Eric Young elbows Bobby Roode in the ribs with a chair, and Loki pins him for the win. So I thought it was fine. Even though Kurt Angle was the one that was the legal man, I thought it was awkward that Bobby Roode took the pin, but I still thought it was fine. I thought it was decent stuff. Now I have to switch over to my other notes because I took more than one note. I had to switch over because I had to watch the rest of it on off my phone because Adam's friend was playing on the Xbox, so I couldn't watch it off the Xbox. So this is the continued version on my notes over here. MVP's backstage. He says that if Lashley wants to get the title, he can come take it from him, and he'll be here, And then we get Ethan Carter III with Tyrus versus Jeremy Borash with Rockstar Spud. They do some comedy. EC3 makes fun of him, and then Jeremy Boss beats him up for a little bit, but then EC3 starts kicking his ass, so Rockstar Spud comes out to make the save, but Tyrus is the numbers game's too much. Tyrus beats the crap out of him, and then I think his name was Mike Andrews comes out and helps Rockstar Spud fight off Tyrus and EC3 because Mike Andrews is he won the second season of Boot Camp, which I haven't even seen. I haven't even seen the first season, so I thought it was fine. Um, and I'm glad Rockstar Spud finally looked strong because if he got laid out again, it would have made him look really weak. So I thought it was fine. So then James Storm has a match with Matt Hardy. I thought it was a pretty good match. Matt Hardy does a hip toss on the ramp, and then he bounces James Storm head repeatedly off the steel steps. And then they have a back and forth match. Matt Hardy ends up beating James Storm with a roll up. And afterwards, he's gonna shake Matt Hardy's hand, and then the Great Abyss comes out, lays out Matt Hardy with a black hole slam. Matt Hardy James Storm hits his last call super kick on him, and then Abyss goes to hit Matt Hardy with Janice, which is like a baseball bat with like spikes sticking out of it, and Jeff Hardy runs out with the chair and makes the save and challenges Abyss to a Monsters Ball match next week, which is going to be this Friday. I'm used to saying Thursday because that's usually when TNA was on. So I thought that was fine. I think they have the Monsters Ball match way too often though, but this is just me. So then MVP's backstage, out in the parking lot again, and Samoa Joe comes up and says we can just jump this guy, but MVP says that he wants to be the one to take out Lashley because it's his problem. But you can pretty much see where this is going. And then they reveal the Feast of Fire briefcases. Rockstar Spud gets the X Division title shot, and then he cuts a little promo afterwards, says he's happy to get this shot at the X Division Championship. Magnus gets the tag team title shot, and Christy Hemming's like the host of it. And Robbie E gets nervous. He's worried he's going to get fired. So then he realizes that he's the smartest wrestler ever because he didn't grab the briefcase. Velvet Sky did. So Velvet Sky has to open it, and she gets fired. I actually thought that was kind of cool and kind of smart, and made Robbie E look like a dick. So I wonder if obviously Angelina Love is gonna leave the bromance because Robbie E just pretty much got her fired, but I don't know. And then Austin Aries gets the world title shot. I mean, we pretty much knew that was gonna happen just due to the fact that that there was the only one left. I think Austin Aries will end up winning the world title. I'm not sure about Rockstar Spud, and Magnus and Bram probably will win the tag team titles. And Velvet Sky I definitely think will be back unless she legitimately left. I don't know because I haven't been watching TNA, so I don't know if she's really leaving. I'll read into it though. And then lastly, an MVP fight in the parking lot. I thought it was a pretty entertaining fight. I'm glad we get to see this. We don't really get to see parking lot fights anymore. I hate the way TNA does them, though, because the camera work looks so terrible. But MVP MVP pretty much kicks Lashley's ass. I was surprised. But right when Lashley gets the upper hand, the Beatdown Clan beats the crap out of Lashley. And then Kurt Angle and Bobby Roode make the save. And then Roode hands Lashley his title. And they kind of have a face-off. Like Roode says, I'm going to come take your title. So I thought that was good. And I think Eric Young was there too. I forgot to mention that. But as for TNA, I actually thought it was a solid show. I liked the tag team match with Roode and Angle versus EY and Low-Key. I liked the Rockstar Spud stuff. With Mike Andrews. I like the James Storm Matt Hardy match. I like the Feast of Fire stuff. And let me take a look on my notes. I like the way that Coy looked. I like that he looked impressive. He looked strong. I think that might be it. Oh, I like the Havoc and Awesome Khan stuff. And I like the Lashley MVP stuff. So I thought TNA was a solid show. I think TNA's doing a good job this year. Even though that everyone's crapping on the company, I think they're doing just fine. Giving me a good product to watch. So I thought that's fine. I'm good. So I'll be back some point to give you the next TNA review. It's just I have a lot of time issues, so I'm not sure when I can give them to you. And Friday, it's just kind of a bad time because that's usually when my mom watches her show. So and then the next Friday, usually Adam and has his is over and he has his friend. So it's kind of tough to give you the TNA videos, but I will give you the TNA videos as much as I possibly can, and when I can get the next show up. But that's pretty much it. Um, if you want to see more videos from me, you can subscribe down in this box down and hit the subscribe button, and you will see a lot more content. Um, I'm actually coming up to my 700th video very soon, and I will have a topic for that video. And if you've seen my 400th video, it's going to be what that topic was, so you can see it then. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any thoughts about TNA, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sorry this video was very late, but I haven't had the time. I don't know what's wrong with my voice. It sounds like I have like a frog in my throat, but oh well, I'm kind of a little bit tired. I guess I'm kind of getting a little woozy, and I was kind of bored, so I just kind of decided to give you this video because we have a big snowstorm. I can't really do anything right now, so, you know. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'll give you a video sometime tomorrow if we don't lose power. See you later.